Good evening, everyone. Now probably within about 18 hours of a hurricane landfall here in Louisiana, Francine became a hurricane officially at 7 o'clock tonight. The one thing of note here on satellite is this little bit of a kind of a pancake flat appearance on the western side. Certainly some wind shear impacting it. We think that'll increase closer to landfall. Right now fighting it off and still expected to strengthen a little more. We'll see. The models don't always handle that wind shear really well. Right now maximum wind 75 miles per hour, moving to the northeast at 10. Hurricane Center kind of mentioning in their 10 p.m. discussion that some of our regional hurricane models are still a little bit aggressive with the intensification, while others are a bit more modest. So still a little bit of uncertainty there. The Hurricane Center has kind of gone steady state, sticking with a borderline Category 1 to low-end Category 2, making landfall tomorrow afternoon, maybe as late as tomorrow evening, lifting right across southeast Louisiana into Mississippi Wednesday night into Thursday. So weather should rapidly improve on Thursday. It moves to our north. All right, busy map. Let me walk you through it. These are the last 5 forecast tracks from the Hurricane Center. Blue line was 10 o'clock last night when they had the track closer to Lafayette. The green line was 4 o'clock this morning, and then the yellow was 10 o'clock this morning. So from 10 last night to 10 this morning, the track jumped about 50 miles to the east. But since 10 o'clock this morning, look at how those 3 tracks are pretty much stacked on top of each other. We're starting to lock in. That's not to say this is going to be perfect. There is still absolutely wiggle room in this. What I'm telling you is we're probably done with the big changes in the track at this point, with the center most likely coming to shore St. Mary, Terrebonne parishes, and most likely passing somewhere between Baton Rouge and New Orleans along the way. All right, storm surge warning in effect for almost our entire coastline. A little bit of western Cameron Parish now removed. That does include around the lakes, and into the lakes 3 to 5 feet of surge is forecast. So we'll keep an eye on that, combined with rainfall on some of the rivers. Right now nothing major forecast in terms of river flooding, but we need to keep an eye on where the heaviest rains come down. 5 to 10 feet of surge here in the red, and the greatest would probably be near and east of the track. So St. Mary, Terrebonne Parish probably under the gun for some of the highest storm surge. All right, here's one model perspective on how the winds play out to the European. So in the morning still has a relatively quiet for most of us. Shows the tropical storm force winds arriving on the coast by or before lunchtime, spreading inland through the day. That's 7 o'clock tomorrow evening. It's got them up to the 10-12 corridor. Hurricane force winds coming to shore here in the purple. And then tomorrow night, you'll see it does have it weakening, and weakening pretty quickly as it moves inland. Here's going to be a key for Metro Baton Rouge. Assuming this comes in a little bit east of the capital city, what does the northern and western eye wall, or whatever's left of it, what does that look like? If there's still some semblance of an eye wall, we could get into those 60+ mile-per-hour winds. If it starts to erode like the European shows, not quite as bad on the north and west side. So that's a little bit hard to forecast. That's the type of thing we're going to be tracking more so as the storm approaches land and makes landfall. Hurricane Center has almost everybody with likely chances of getting sustained tropical storm force winds. These probabilities tend to be a little bit aggressive, but certainly I would say widespread tropical storm force winds at minimum in gust, and we'll have some hurricane force gusts closer to the track. Flood watch remains in effect. The Weather Prediction Center continues to forecast 5 to 10 inches of rain near the path. Could be locally higher, so that is a concern. And of course, with a landfalling tropical system, you can get some tornadoes. A 2 out of 4 slight risk posted just east of Baton Rouge. So mostly tornadoes tend to occur in what we call the northeastern quadrant. So you take the eye, northeast of the eye, that's where they're most likely. Water vapor tonight, 2 things of interest. You can see some drier air out to the west, and what's really going to steer this, there's an upper level trough. That's what's going to help to pull it up to the northeast. Coming up in my next update here in just a few minutes, we're going to talk a little more about that dry air and how we want to route for that tonight and tomorrow morning. All right, first alert weather day tomorrow. Time to finish up those preps tonight. Hurricane landfall on the way tomorrow afternoon, tomorrow evening. Weather will rapidly improve Thursday. The weekend looks nice, but notice highs near 90. We will have some power outages in southeast Louisiana. That's a given. How widespread are they? But we could be dealing with some heat and those power outages. All right.